remember when we were strong. Back in the days before King Tenebrae and his royal guard, and the people of Amosran took up their own arms for fun and profit. Before all that, air was just us, the Viridian Outriders. We kept the roads and trails safe and secure, with homes and forts scattered about and locales civilized and not. Time passed, and we have been replaced. And yet, I hear the rumblings and murmurs of the roads being less safe than they had been. Monsters sniffing around in smaller towns and magic acting oddly. Who knows? Maybe we'll be needed again. Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I remain your GM. Today, the Outriders return from the Midwood, take stock of what's going on at home, and learn about their next outing. It's worth mentioning that this episode is, frankly, kind of a weird one. We have a little bit more opening banter than we usually do, partially due to talking about our recent trip to a catacon, and also this is Justin's first time doing a live recording with us since he joined the team. It's also worth mentioning that in this episode, writ large, we do a lot more collaborative world building together, so I hope y'all enjoy that. But if you're not really into the opening banter kind of stuff, if you jump to I think it's around 15 minutes and 30 seconds or so, you'll be able to skip all that. Anyways, thank you to our backers, Patrick, Joel, and Enoch for their support. If you like what you hear, consider donating to us at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia. And with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down another path.
Thwomps or womps? Where do you stand?
Thwomps.
Oh, thwomps.
Thwomps. But what about womps?
Thwomps are fine, but thwomps.
But womps are spiky.
Womps? Wait.
But thwomps.
Womps are the big gray rectangles, right?
Thwomps are... Well, yeah, they're the ones that are walking around.
And thwomps are the big blue cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Team Thwomp.
What?
Big blue cube.
That's womps.
No, you just said big old cube is Thwomp.
No. Big
Yeah.
old cube is womp.
Hi,
Hold the podcast.
Hi, welcome back to the Game Boys, the show where we do not play D&D, but
Thwomp's
instead argue
Castle
about
in
video
Mario
games.
64.
In this corner, we
There's
have Justin.
there's some mixed reviews coming up. Thwomps are both big gray and spiky and big blue.
Well, then what? Why was it called Womp's Castle?
Womps are the guys that walk around.
Womp's Fortress?
Thwomps.
Okay, I googled womp and it came up with a wombat.
Like a real wombat or like a...
Now, how do you feel about
Hedgehog
Thwimps?
Well, apparently my whole worldview is
What about
shattered, so I
Thwomps?
can't have an opinion on anything.
Now, hold on. We're getting into Dr. Seuss territory.
I can make
Shigeru Miyamoto drove us there. We may have gone up and knocked on the door.
I can make 3 picture perfect Mario character impressions.
All right.
Do it.
One is Yoshi's flutter jump.
Okay.
Demonstrate.
There's also Yoshi's poo noise.
Sure.
Yep.
2 is a Thwomp.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
And then
pretty
3 is Shy Guy.
That was spot on.
Yeah,
that was pretty spot
But
on.
your sounded more like a womp, which I recently learned is a thing.
All right.
How was that?
Because thwomps are just...
Oh, boy. Wait, sorry, wrong universe.
I can do a toad is pretty fun to do. My specific favorite toad line is from the opening of Super Mario Sunshine, where he's like, "What's this icky paint-like goop? It's moving!"
Can we talk?
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Can we talk about how if you can do a Jack Black impression, you are now doing a Bowser impression? And I'm here for it.
Genuinely, he is the part of that movie I'm most excited for.
Can we just watch
The Jack
Bowser's-
Black supercut.
the Jack Black supercut, because there is a
Bowser only cut.
quickly made a fan trailer in which Bowser's face was replaced by Jack Black's face.
Yeah.
Right.
And I believe, I don't know if I sent it to you, Griffin, but I know I sent it to you, Ryan, of the door to the Bowser ship opening, and it's just Jack Black sax booming.
Does nobody want to know what Charlie Day's going to do to Luigi?
I mean, we're going to find out.
They have fucked around, and unfortunately, we are the ones who will be finding out.
That's true. They will also find out to the tune of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Either positively or negatively.
That's true. I mean, look, Either way, they are walking away with millions of dollars.
Yeah, I'm spending millions of dollars on it.
Yeah, Justin's their sole audience.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Justin has rented every viewing in the world.
You're farmer broing the Mario movie.
Yeah, I love me some Chris Pratt.
Oh, do you really want to commit to that bit on Mike?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
let me give you this off ramp.
I'll
don't
cut
want that fate for you.
We heard it. The yes and was coming, and we said, hold on.
Hold up.
We appreciate your service, but
No, look, I will keep the commit and the off ramp on there.
Cool.
But we don't get thick Mario.
Yeah, we get little wimp Mario.
Yeah. Like
We get
Mario
we get
did
Galaxy.
not get the cake from the castle.
We get Galaxy Mario, which is fine, but like,
I'd forgive it if he had like a big old badonk.
yeah,
Just
he's got, as Chase just said, he got no cake.
just like a childhood beloved character with just like a big old dumpy, and I'm good.
Mario, current on-screen Mario is big badonkadonk erasure, and I will not stand for it.
Exactly.
hold on. I got to go back here. Justin, when you speak of childhood characters that have just a giant tuchus on the screen,
Yeah.
which specific ones are you referring to?
Any and all?
No, Justin, I said specific. We need you
Okay.
to get specific.
So we're talking like Mario. We're talking Barney. We're talking Togepi from Pokemon.
Darunia from Ocarina of Time, the Goron.
Hell yeah.
Darkwing Duck.
Oh, let's get dangerous.
You know Darkwing Duck got that ass. We just leveled up before our outing, yeah?
Yes, counterpoint. We killed a lot of dudes.
You did kill a lot of stuff. No. Just for that, you're not leveling up.
Justin, read the room, man.
It was just for you, Ryan.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Because I imagine this game is going to be fairly low key, I'm going to say we are not going to level up this time. Also, because then you are all going to panic and have to level up right in this moment
This
after
is
not
true.
thinking about it.
Yeah, this is true.
We're gonna be
but
We were
fighting
asked
Loki?
a specifically different question to consider.
Exactly. So
power-
I will say you do not level up this time, but for the next game you will level up.
Cool.
So we can.
Hey, thanks.
Neat.
That's pretty cool. Level me, daddy.
Nope.
Oh, don't like that.
Nope.
Don't like that.
I am uncomfortable with the energy we've created in the studio today.
All right, let's go back. Justin, could you give us that line again, but as an actual child?
No. I'm going to veto that. I'm
and then I was
no. I will go upstairs, get my wallet, and play my wild card to veto that. I have my wild card in my wallet. I've been saving it.
I kind of just wanted to see, like,
It doesn't have the same effect over the
how
computer.
long I can continue this bit of just giving Justin a skosh of direction before he just says no, like, turn the screws real hard. And we found it. We found it.
And it's hard to find because I am just unhinged.
Correct.
In most situations.
Exactly. It works out.
Oh no. Am I the voice of reason?
No, I'm the voice of reason most of the time. But
Usually,
but now
we have in-person energy right now,
Yeah.
which is
wait,
this
how
is
do we have
fair.
in-person energy, Chase?
Yeah, I'm looking at
I
you
don't-
through a computer screen. Wait, no, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Oh,
You're
no.
in my dining room.
Oh dear Lord!
Justin, this is your first time in my dining room.
Well, yeah.
Sort of. I mean, we did have like a pre-meeting here
I
at one
walked
point.
in the door. I saw it.
Yeah,
I just never went in.
yeah.
At least
But
on
you're hearing
microphone.
But now I'm drinking bad seltzer.
You're drinking a bad seltzer, and I'm drinking a good beer. And Justin, you're welcome to a good beer or a middling seltzer because I do have the Mountain Dew seltzers in the fridge.
But this is Sonic Drive-In branded.
it is a Sonic Drive, not sponsored by Sonic.
And
It
it makes
never
me
will be
so
at this
sad.
rate.
But hey, Mountain Dew, will you be bought?
Hey, Rheingeist.
Hey,
We could be
Rheingeist.
bought. Your hoppy holiday ale, Dad.
Dad?
Pretty good.
Hey, can
What
we
if we beat these silent secrets to the Canada Dry sponsorship?
Eke in on their
Canada
sponsorship.
Dry. I know we literally just met some of our friends over at These Silent Secrets because I guess this is worth talking about, even though this will be coming out in like 2 months from now. But we are recording this the day after the last day of Akatacon. We learned how to pronounce it.
Acai-con.
No.
Acai-con. But no, it was a good time.
It was a great time.
It was a good time.
It was a great time.
Got to meet Freddie and Marcus.
Yeah.
And they're great.
Indeed.
Saw a whole bunch of people. Made a whole bunch of new friends.
Yeah.
Did some shows. Did some panels.
They seem to like us there.
Did some. Hey, there's now like actual people in the wild.
Yeah.
That have experienced in another path adventure in the form of Robbie Graves.
This is true.
That's
This is extremely
yeah,
true.
Ryan, you ran Robbie Graves.
I ran Robbie Graves for people that we didn't know, and hey,
You
let me
ran
tell-
Robbie Graves for a mushroom.
I did run Robbie Graves for a mushroom.
for a person cosplaying as a mushroom.
No, an actual mushroom.
It was a campus tree.
It just
was a
sat there on the
campus tree.
table.
It was a campus tree. It was very distracting, but also delightful. Also, campus tree played a warlock, just like
Just
FYI.
off the cuff?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
look, a mushroom casting Eldritch Blast is pretty great.
That is pretty great.
But yeah, I got to run Robbie Graves for people we didn't know at a con, and then it was pretty great. And we got some new friends and met some new people. It was pretty
Yeah.
great. And like, I think now we can like officially say we're D-list celebrities.
Yeah.
I know. I think we hit that moment Friday night during karaoke.
Yep.
When we all walked in and we sat down at the table, and Justin went up to the mic and belted out a solid rendition of "Build a Wall" from Shrek, and one of the con runners just kind of like stood there, mouth agape.
Yeah.
And after he was done, Justin sits down, and everyone's like, "Why'd you bring ringers?"
Yeah. Like it was me and, Justin and Zach and Nicole are all like seasoned karaoke people.
Yes.
We've been doing it for years and years and years. And we showed up kind of halfway through the karaoke proceedings and all busted out show tunes. And the entire room was like, what the fuck? Like, where did you come from?
And not to be overshadowed was Christina's
Yes, her Devil Went Down to
energetic
Georgia
rendition of Devil Went Down to Georgia. Someday she's not going to turn up to one of these, and I will drop a Devil Went Down to Georgia as Mantellum.
Oh, no.
Devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul.
I have to leave. Mantellum is real and he's coming after me.
Yes.
Flames on the
Side of my face.
They were also very appreciative that we are, as theater people, showed up to each other's events.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was cool and kind of interesting being probably aside from the con runners themselves, like the single largest group.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like for the most part, it was either, attendees doing their thing, coming in small groups of friends, or like singular or like pairs of vendors hawking their wares. But like, there were like, 10 of us, 12 of us there?
Something like that.
A whole bunch of us, and we're all trained performers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Yeah. Oh, and on top of that, like, we were, I don't want to say we were a force. That feels incredibly pretentious, but like,
We showed
there
up.
were a lot of us.
And we showed up and we did good work.
And like 30 people who we don't know were exposed to my mafia/werewolf character, the Prospector.
Exposed is a word.
Exposed is the word.
The beloved Prospector.
And you were the werewolf.
Yes, I was.
One
you
of
motherfucker.
6. We didn't get a single one
We
of you.
didn't get a single
I'm still
kill.
mad. Still mad.
Hey, Chase, for campaign 3, can I play a warlock next and my patron be the prospector?
No, because I'm already doing it. Let's go.
Well, I suppose we could manage that. I've been prospecting in these worlds for 33 generations.
Cancel the bit. Cancel the bit.
Reverse.
That's right. I'm the prospector the whole time.
The Prospector is dead. The Prospector is dead.
That's all it took. It was Chase doing it.
The
The
prospect.
problem is that the prospector lives very close to my Dumbledore impression.
Dumbledore.
The prospector is dead. Long
I
live the
see nothing in the
prospector.
beer.
Holy shit, gang.
Someday
The squirrels
I will
are
find
out.
a character to actually use that voice with.
You don't have to.
And when that happens,
We're good.
my wife is going to be so mad at me.
You have to edit.
I feel like she's mad at
I
you
know.
now.
which is why I did it on this one, because it's like the waveforms are very small whenever we record in person.
Yeah.
So I can see that one. All right.
I do need to say one thing. I need to mark this date.
Mm-hmm.
It is N7 Day.
It is N7 Day.
Happy N7 Day.
Happy N7 Day.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite podcast on the Citadel.
Hell yeah.
I'm Commander Shepard. This is my favorite beer on the Citadel.
I'm not Commander Shepard, but I played one on TV.
This seltzer isn't good.
Let's play Dungeons & Dragons.
The journey back from the underground city is quiet and uneventful. Having a rough idea of where you are with Steward Bailey's assistance, you're able to find your way back to the road, and from there back to Bering with no trouble at all. You arrive about a day and a half later and make your way back to the crypt of the Viridian Outriders. Steward Bailey makes his way to the office of the interim High Captain Lucas Sutton, normal Knight Captain Lucas Sutton, to give his report. The three of you have a moment to yourself before you are invited in.
We're probably going to receive like a medal of some kind.
Is he going to be mad that we killed people again?
Well, this was more definitively self-defense, I'm pretty sure, compared to the first instance of basement taking.
This is fine. Everything we did as directed by the Outriders.
Yeah.
On duty as the Outriders. We actually made the woods safer a bit.
Do we want to tell him about the warning?
Absolutely. I think more of us should be doing that.
Because I kind of was having second thoughts about, like, I was getting all wrapped up, and they're like, yeah, the Outriders are back. And then we kind of started walking away from that, and I was like, that was pretty grim.
It was kind of ominous, and that's me saying
And that's him
that.
saying that. So, like...
Fear is healthy.
Well, damn, Cecil. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Well, damn, Cecil, all right.
Some rule through respect, and others
Yep.
rule through fear. And
I would like to
think
rule through respect.
the best is a combination of both, because sometimes you must do the dirty work.
Sure, I get that. Okay. I figured if there's going to be one thing we're going to be reprimanded for, it's that.
I will take that on. That is fine. It was
I mean,
my idea.
I mean, we all did it. We all partook.
Yes, we did. I just wasn't going to throw you under the proverbial tortoise.
Oh, I like that. Let's write that one down. Wait a minute. New idea. How can he write? He does it with his mouth?
The door opens, and Steward Bailey walks out, looking probably the most, like, mellow you've seen him since this whole mess started. Right, guys. All right, cool. Thanks for the help.
Yeah.
Boss wants to see you.
Assumed as much, yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go take a nap in a bed for the first time in a while.
No. First you're going to go have that leg looked at properly, because the three of us can only do so much.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Okay.
I would much rather the paper would say that we were able to fix your leg and you were saved. I do not enjoy notarizing amputations.
Yeah, 2 of the 3 of us have a negative medicine score, so, like...
I don't know what that means, but I guess I will... I'll swing on by the major domo and see what's going on.
Oh, hold on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Less paperwork. Glad you're back with us.
Likewise.
And
Chess game. I know.
it's your move.
I know.
Asshole. Smack talk continues.
Anyway, good to see you're looking better, Stuart.
Yeah.
And that hold on, I gotta roll. I gotta make a
You gotta
roll.
roll for this. This is important.
Steward. My title is Steward.
Okay, however you want to say it.
I think it's really important that you know my name is not Steward. That is just my title. Just like yours is Squire.
No, my name's Arobin.
Yeah, but within the Outriders, your title, your job, is Squire.
So your job is Stuart?
Steward. I am a steward of the crypt.
Okay, whatever. Let's go inside.
Sorry, Elijah. We've been trying for like 4 days.
It's been a real problem.
Okay. I'm gonna go get this leg looked at. It'll be less painful.
Yes.
Yes.
And Steward Bailey hobbles off towards the Major Domo's office.
The best part of this bit is that even Chase isn't sure anymore.
We're eventually going to accidentally gaslight Chase into thinking that this character's name is Stuart.
He's going to disappear for 10 sessions, and Chase is going to have to pull him out of nowhere because of a chess game, and he's going to call him Stuart. He's going to nail the voice, though, so, like, respect.
Respect.
Stuart Bailey.
Could you fucking imagine?
The three of you walk in.
Hi, Captain Sutton.
Are you upset again?
No, I'm just always tired all the time. So, sounds like things went well.
Mhm.
Except for the weird underground city.
Yeah, that kind of came as a shock. We were so wrapped up in like, wow, this is kind of cool that like, yeah, didn't really take a step back to think about why is it here?
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming we didn't know about this
No.
beforehand.
Not a clue.
In
Yeah.
hindsight, it is kind of strange.
Yeah,
I intend to do quite a bit of research.
kind of likewise.
I've got some sketchings here, some rubbings of the architecture. It's very strange, very unique. I hand over the book I've written in the last day and a half on the back of Ignis, with all of my observations and musings, and also have a further reading section of things that I have back home or that might be here in the crypt that I'm going to consult immediately
Absolutely.
in an attempt to get to the bottom of this. I've never heard of anything like this for anything around Bering, much less the history of it, and I literally wrote the book.
No, I understand. Okay.
And I'm figuring that Stuart Bailey also reported the creatures we came up against.
The approximations, as he called them.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
pretty catchy, honestly.
Evocative, if nothing else.
And not inaccurate either.
But doesn't really capture the fact that they were big goo things.
I think it's more the fact that they kind of phased in and out a bit. They were there, then they weren't there, then they changed. It was,
Yeah, they were like constantly like approximating different shapes.
Yeah, they like looked like you described people to somebody, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was able to take a sample of kind of the substance they were made out of. So, I mean, with your permission, I can, and maybe I can consult with some of the more academically inclined folks, do some research, get some readings on this.
Yes, I would ask that you use one of the out labs, as it were. We've got some caves systems. I know, you know.
Yeah,
use one of the caves.
We can arrange that.
What I'm thinking is the only way for us to move forward at this point is that we need to get more involvement from the seat. We were talking about the big town. I didn't realize it was going to be this soon.
yes.
I think in about a month and a half, it might behoove us to send a party north, actually do some proper inductions, as it were. With that, he is looking very pointedly at Erebin. I think you've proved yourself well, Erebin.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's got my endorsement for all that's worth.
Cecil?
Without question. I know he's got my back.
Right then. When we organize this trip up, the three of you and Katie,
Yep, she got to go. It's about time.
we will send
Oh.
all of you north to the seat, and we will have your initiation then. And at that same time, we will begin organizing an Outrider expedition, first one in a very long time,
Wow, yeah.
Very long.
into the city and see exactly what it is that's down there.
Good.
Okay.
Take quite a bit of work. I do think we should keep eyes on it as long as we can now.
I know the Grand Captain will be thrilled to actually be able to use his office for something more than just managing the induction of new people, although it is very important. We serve other functions than that, and this is one of those. We're going to protect this country before the king can get his mitts on it.
Speaking of protecting this country, so the other half of it is on the way to get the steward. which went very well, swimmingly. You'll have my report on your desk in the morning.
Get to the
but
part where I'm going to be frustrated.
Yes. As we know, the roads are more dangerous now than they have ever been, and we did the good Lord's work of the Outriders and murdered 4 bandits and then left a message in entrails.
They jumped us, Captain. They jumped us.
No, that's not the part I'm aiming at.
It sounds worse than it actually was.
I did that on purpose, actually. So that it's like, oh no, shock and awe at the beginning, but it's really fine.
Oh.
Yeah. Right.
Oh.
Yes. So they attempted to ambush us in the night, and then the next day they caught up to us on the road and attacked us with intent to murder, and we easily overpowered them. All of them were dead except one. Their leader we let escape to tell of the prowess of the Outriders and how these roads and woods are under our protection, middling though they may be. And then we left a message with the corpses for any poor soul who stumbles upon it to see that we mean business. Because we do. Because if you're getting me out into the goddamn field, you know what to expect.
I do. Persuasion at advantage.
We do roll dice on this show.
We do. Frequently. You rolled so many ones on the last one I edited.
Why would you bring that up now?
Because it's very funny.
And because you have advantage.
25. So
Charisma.
19 plus 6.
Your high captain sits back and looks kind of into the middle distance. Good.
I thought so.
I know what I'm doing when I'm sending you into the field, Cecil.
I don't like it, but if it needs doing, it needs doing. And
Cecil, if it wasn't you, it would be me, and you know that.
Yeah, I know. Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
No. Well, as long as you're wearing the cowl, then I guess I've got to do the dirty work.
Well, I have a feeling that if when this trip happens, I'll be wearing this cowl on a much more regular basis.
Oh, thank God. I really didn't want it. Really did not want that. That sounds amazing.
Well, no, it wasn't. I mean, we move up the line. So
Harper raises her hand.
Yes. Harper?
I really hate to interrupt. That was a lot. And, like, respect to your privacy and all, but, like, do we need to be read in on something?
Cecil and I were inducted around the last time we were relevant.
I've been here for, what has it been now? 35 years, I believe?
Mm.
The last expedition was 32 years ago.
We came on board around the same time, and we did good work.
We did.
That was around the same time that the King's Guard started being more prevalent on the road.
A lot of people wouldn't have called what we did good work, but...
It was efficient.
Very.
Can you remind me, lore-wise, the King's Guard, were the Outriders originally, like, protecting people from the King's Guard? Or was that the King's Guard didn't really go as far outlying, and that's where the Outriders came in?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
So the King's Guard, for a while, was essentially, and this is information anybody would know, the King's Guard for a while was essentially like the CIA, and eventually it expanded so much it became like a common police force, like a highway patrol kind of situation.
Okay.
Over the last maybe 3 to 5 years, their prevalence on the roads has dropped significantly, and no one really knows why.
So they were like it wasn't unusual for maybe them to like strong arm like their way into taking people's possessions, or like
It was
like quote unquote like legal robbery kind of shit.
You mean the stuff that happens in like real life America?
Yeah,
like,
I didn't want to fully say ACAB into the mic, but like
I mean, look. Here's the thing: is like I'm not. What I will say is that it was about this time in our very first season of Another Path that we actually discussed for-profit prisons in America,
Yeah.
which is bullshit,
Yeah.
by the way.
Still
maintaining that.
still maintaining that.
Still a problem. Still a problem in this country. Don't do that shit. But it was more of a situation where originally the King's Guard was sent out on special missions, but eventually their ranks swelled. and they
Okay.
ended up just becoming like highway patrolmen.
Okay.
And over the past like very short number of years, they dropped off. Their presence on the roads has been significantly lesser.
Okay.
And so there is a gap that the Outriders once filled that they no longer fill, but because they have been less needed and less visible, they are less trusted, and the ranks are not what they used to be. You do not have the people to cover like you used to.
Okay.
There used to be not a whole lot of old Outriders, and present company potentially accepted, there's only old Outriders now.
Yeah. Yeah, like I feel like Harper's been in Bearing, I want to say, for around like 5 years. And I think she was probably one of the newest folks still.
Absolutely. Yeah, on a very short list.
Yeah.
So beyond Luca and Cecil, then, is there anyone who's been here longer than the two of them?
Meredith?
Seeker Meredith.
Yeah.
Seeker Meredith
Seeker
My
Meredith
boss.
and Lenny.
and Lenny. Well,
Lenny.
lest we forget Lenny.
Lest we forget.
Never forget Lenny.
No, those two are definitely the two longest, and Lenny is in his, like, easily in his 80s, although he will never tell anyone exactly how old he is.
Beautiful penmanship. Terrible
Absolutely.
eyesight.
Absolutely. And Seeker Meredith has been, I mean, she is in her mid-60s.
Still tough as nails.
Absolutely. She doesn't fight, though, anymore.
Yeah.
Not as much as she used to.
Not her. Most of her actions been training me.
While we're out of character, we've
Yeah.
been saying the seat.
Yes.
Can you just say the name of the city? Because
That's the name.
Oh, the name of the city is the seat?
Seat.
Correct.
Oh. I figured that was a fancy name for like the throne or something.
Like a capital, yeah.
It is. I mean, maybe this is me being way too up my own GM ass, and I'll own that.
No, I like lore and I like knowing, because I was just about to say, so what? The country is Taggart.
Correct.
The capital then effectively is the seat.
Correct.
And the ruler is, because I've heard the name the Eminence a bunch.
The Eminence is actually kind of the deity of light.
Oh,
yeah.
it's like a religious,
Yeah, it is kind of a religious entity.
Okay.
That
like god status, or
yes,
like, okay,
100%. Like,
so Eminence is a god, not the Pope
correct.
or the
that's
king.
yeah, kind of what I was asking.
Ooh, good question. But yes, absolutely. Yeah, the Eminence is the god.
Okay.
Okay.
And then there
It is-
but
the
then
king
there's
is the king.
also a king
There is a king
who we
yes.
call the sovereign or the king.
Either, honestly. Like, I
Okay.
don't think I've ever said the sovereign, but I like that.
Okay, got it. But then there's also a Pope
There can be.
of the Eminent.
Sure.
Okay. I thought there was. I thought we had talked about.
I don't believe so, but I'm here for the collaborative world building.
Maybe some drunken ice deer
Yeah.
talks. Maybe that's what that was.
It's entirely.
Yeah, I don't recall hearing about a pope, but I am in favor of a pope.
Yeah,
I like,
no,
I
I'm
like
down
there
for
being
Pope.
I like there being an Eminence Pope.
The voice.
The voice.
The voice of the
voice of the
Eminence?
Eminence.
Yes.
The Eminence's voice.
Hey, this is
Voice
how
of the
world
Voice of
building
Eminence.
works.
Voice of the Eminence.
Hey,
It's got more. It's got more
just
gravitas.
The voice.
the voice.
Yeah.
Voice.
Okay.
Not to be confused with The Voice, which is a TV show, so no, we are going to go with The Voice of the Eminence.
Okay.
The Pope turns around in his chair.
The Masked Eminence.
I like how world
Y'all
building.
fucking see that Kermit the Frog was a singer on The Masked Singer recently?
Yeah, in a snail.
In a snail.
Yeah, that was the first voted off. What is that crap?
And so Outriders historically have gone to the seat for like official induction.
Yes.
Does that mean the Outriders are like, in my head, the Outriders have always kind of been not like a rebel faction, but like a citizens faction. Does this mean that like the Outriders are like officially like endorsed by the seat, by the king?
They were at one point.
Okay.
It is fairly common knowledge that many in the royal family have actually been Outriders in their youth.
Okay.
Not unlike, the real world British monarchs, many of them have served in the military.
Sure.
So to clarify, then, the Outriders, the Viridian Outriders at Bering would be the Bering Viridian Outriders, not the Viridian Outriders of Taggart.
Correct.
So this is
So-
a nationwide organization.
Yes, this is actually an international organization. You have very little communication outside of your jurisdiction that is
Oh.
Taggart. But there are, like, Amosran Outriders as well.
So this is like cell based.
Exactly.
We're like Grey Wardens.
Yeah,
That doesn't end well, and I'm here
More
for
like
it.
Witchers.
More like
Okay,
Witcher.
so like they have their home bases, their schools, quote unquote,
Correct.
and need be there's like a final central fallback location kind of thing.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I am basing a lot of this on my experience with Freemasonry.
oh sure, that's actually gives a great amount of content.
There is a great deal of what's the word I'm looking for here?
Autonomy?
Autonomy, exactly. Like your crypt, your home base, every home base has a different name. The Outriders of Bering use the crypt. The Outriders of the Seat would use something else. Outriders in, different tiny towns throughout Taggart would have different names for their home base kind of a situation.
So it's like we have to go to the seat to do the official induction ceremony, and Arabin's got to write his name in the book.
Correct.
Can you write? You weren't working with Lenny this whole time, and
all right. Needs a little bit of work, but he's almost there.
all right.
Lenny, you can't sneak up on folk like that.
Fucking watch me. A milky white eye winks.
None of this is usable. Hello,
Counterpoint. All of it is usable.
hello, Patreon. How are you?
At least keep the Lenny bit in there.
No, look, we're a good bit of this is usable. Like, I think
There's real lore conversations in here.
there is real lore conversations, and also like I want that peek behind the curtain. Like, collaborative world building is 100% something that I endorse.
Yeah.
and I want on main.
Hell yeah.
I want to ask one more question.
Please.
So the Viridian Outriders have been around for forever.
Yes.
Do they predate this dynasty of Taggart?
Yes.
Ooh.
Do they predate Taggart?
Roughly the same time period.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is, are we talking hundreds of years or thousands?
Hundreds.
Hundreds?
The exact date of the founding of the Outriders is not exactly known, but the Outriders do trace themselves actually from being original citizens of Mosrin who have ventured north to try and do the outriding and expeditioning into kind of, what they consider to be unclaimed territory and unexplored territory. They were the ones who did the initial mapping out of this region.
So fucking cool. Is this so? The seat, the Outriders of the seat, would be the head Outriders of Taggart.
Mm-hmm.
Are they the head Outriders internationally, or is there another one?
It is all done by districts,
Okay.
and you are in the district in the jurisdiction of Taggart.
Okay.
Mosrin is completely blocked off, completely separate, but you both have parity between your jurisdictions. You recognize each other as Outriders,
Yeah.
even if you do things a little bit differently.
Okay. Rad.
Rad. Awesome. What is the symbol of the Viridian Outriders?
The Viridian Outrider symbol, and I'm willing to spitball this, but I have always imagined it as a Pegasus, something that is considered both terrestrial and aerial. A Pegasus has not been seen in this part of the world, in the mortal plane, as far as any of you are aware, in hundreds, if not thousands of years. It is an ancient thing. Griffin, are you looking for that original,
Yes.
that art I sent ages
Yes.
and ages ago?
Yes. Maybe. I was in the wrong group thread.
Ah,
Because I was like, I know there was a logo. I know there was an emblem that you made.
There was a logo.
yep. I did make one.
Furiously scrolling.
What if I find it first?
Ah, it is a Pegasus.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Your cool Art Deco Pegasus.
I always like Art Deco. I like Art Deco for this part of the world.
I fucks with it.
I also just like Art Deco in general. Highly underused.
Once we inevitably, form our own chapter of the Outriders, the emblem has to be a tortoise, right?
Without question. I immediately pictured this.
Ryan is holding up the cross of Jerusalem.
I don't know, because it's the Jerusalem cross, but then the different sections of it
Sure.
under one big thing. Whatever.
Sure.
I'm getting too into it.
We've gone in the lore deep dives.
So the three of you exit the High Captain's office and set about your days. I know where Cecil goes immediately.
100%. Well, yeah. Yeah.
I imagine it is a walk out, the door closes, immediate sigh of relief, no words, beeline back to the steeping scrolls.
Absolutely. I need to make sure that Katie has maintained it well.
Mhm.
It has been how many days?
Yeah, about 3 days.
About
Three,
3 days.
three, maybe like 3.5, 4.
3.5, 4.
Yeah. And you go, and this is the longest you have been away from the steeping scrolls in about 15 years. And you get back, and you find it's fine. Things are humming along. There are patrons eating. You see Katie behind the counter, who is diligently working with accepting coin. She is actually taking custom for her labor.
I would like to make a stealth check.
Please.
All right, my stealth is crap now. That's a 5.
You forgot your own steeping scrolls has a dingly bell.
Yep. I intended to just like step in, and step to the side, and just observe and watch, and that's what I do, thinking no one has noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Katie doesn't.
Oh yeah, no, the dingly bell goes off. Hindsight being 20/20, you hear the bell and immediately it's like, should have gone through the basement.
I probably should have checked out the basement first. Yes.
But Katie is serving one of the local city guard. She looks up, it's like, oh, you're back.
Yes, I am.
You didn't die.
No.
Good.
None of us did.
She
looks
She
good.
leans over her shoulder. Ava, hide the coffee.
I just shake my head a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Teenagers.
Exactly. And she's an Eladrin, so she's got that like face spice to her as well.
Absolutely.
Katie's an Eladrin?
Katie's
an
I did not know
Dude,
that.
you know, Katie's an Eladrin.
I thought she was a human girl.
Nope.
No, she's an Eladrin.
Shit.
Also, that was a full-on sitcom moment.
Absolutely.
100%. Teenagers. Ba-dum, bum, bum.
Ow. Good trip then.
Yes, we recovered and found Steward Bailey and brought him back. And
Stuart.
yes,
Nothing, never mind.
Yeah, that's who was missing.
Not her too.
I've heard it both ways. It's fine.
It's endemic.
No, we made it back. We're all safe and fine, and yeah, it all went well. How are things here? It seems like
Pretty quiet. Had a bit of a lunch rush yesterday. There was a decent number of traders that came on through, and seemed like they had a good time.
good. Great.
Books are in the back for you to look over, make sure everything balanced out every night.
I'd like to make an insight check.
Please.
Natural 20. I trust her implicitly.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I'll look at him later. Good work.
Mhm.
How many of your friends are we paying?
Mostly Ava. Kenneth came by and did a day or two. What was it? He did yesterday afternoon, and the day before he swung by the morning and helped me with the baking.
Good.
And he's good for that, by the way.
Oh, good. That might be useful moving forward. Yes.
Yeah. And she kind of leans in, like, out of Ava's hearing. He's not much of a people person.
That's fine. He just needs to be a dough person.
That's fine. Yes, exactly. He's a dough person.
Hang on, that might be an actual thing.
Dough person.
I would need to consult many scrolls. It's fine. I'll look at it later. I've got other things.
Insight on Katie.
Oh, that was
such a
good cross section of the character.
Okay. I don't. Anyways,
Anyways, yes. Well
the ship
done.
is yours again, mon capitaine. What would you like me to?
You've done great work. And I brought you something. And I pull out the small obsidian polished eagle.
Oh.
There you are. It's for you.
Oh. Wow. Where'd you get this? Thought you were trumping in the woods.
You don't want the answer to that question.
Insight check. She rolled a 2. So a 5. Oh, okay. Cool.
It's
Thank
not
you.
magic. It's just nicely carved. I
Thank
found
you.
it.
No,
and,
this is
you know,
awesome. Thank you, Cecil.
You're welcome. You've done good work, and you deserve to have some things. Like, it's good. Like,
Thank you.
I appreciate what you've done here.
Okay. Thank you.
6 weeks.
What?
6 weeks.
Till?
We go to the seat.
You're serious?
100%. Absolutely.
Who's gonna watch the joint?
We'll close it if we have to.
Really?
No, fuck that. We're gonna make Ava kind of do it.
I need everyone to know that Justin and I, our jaws dropped at that. Like, oh my God.
He can't close the shop.
Who are you and what have you done with Cecil?
That's the one restaurant
I
I
guess-
know in town.
I guess we'll get her trained. I shouldn't pack now. That would be silly. Okay.
It would be quite silly, yes.
Okay. 6 weeks.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Let's do it.
Good.
And we reverse time a little bit back into the crypt of the Outriders, and we'll follow Arabin. Where are you going? What do you do? Immediately, you are relieved of duty for the moment. You have a day. What do you do?
So I sort of walk out with Harper, and I'm like, so, that goo you got,
Yeah.
are you sure we want to, investigate it? What if when you open it, it comes out, makes more of itself?
Well, I think that's probably why the Hat Captain wants me to do this in a controlled area. If we're going to be doing a full-blown expedition into this city, and these things are still there, I would like to know more about them.
I guess you're right.
It's scientific. It's research. That's kind of, aside from all the tinkering and the sharpening and making of things, it's kind of what I do.
just be careful.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
if you want me there when you're looking at it in case things go south, let me know.
Harper almost wells up with tears. Oh my God, it's happening.
And with that,
We're being friends.
I walk away.
Harper's too wrapped up in the moment to notice Arabin leave.
Absolutely.
So looks up and is like, Arabin, that's so sweet. Where'd you go?
And where do you go?
He leaves the crypt and he actually goes back to the library because he realizes he has not seen Lenny in a long while.
You make your way back to the library, and Lenny is there, and he is doing his scriberly work. He did appear mysteriously behind you in the High Captain's office for a second.
And that reminded me of him.
Yep. Cronin, good, you're back.
Yeah, how have you been?
Fine, well enough. Persisting for as long as I have, and will continue to do so for as long as the Eminence allows.
Sounds good. So I think I found out more about what's going on with me.
Grab a seat. Tell me more. And he, more deftly than you expected, takes his cane, flips it, and pulls a chair under him and has a seat.
Forwards or backwards?
Yes.
Sideways? Like a normal chair?
That's for the audience to fill on their own.
All right.
So it's not something in my mind like I initially thought. This is something distinct.
I figured as much.
This is something of its own, but I don't know. Sometimes I want to just destroy it, and sometimes I feel like it's there for me.
Things like that often do carry a double-edged sword, as it were.
What do you know about demons?
More than most, less than I would like.
I think that might be something I need to learn about.
Well, let me double check something in my notes here. Because I did take quite a few notes between last session and this one, and I need to remember exactly what it was I wrote down.
Wall Lenny.
If any character existed on the fourth wall, it would be Lenny.
Bet. I'm so glad he exists.
The fact of the matter is, those of the depths below tend to elude a lot of the, what's the word I'm looking for, typical explanation of what happens in this world. There are the virtues, of course, but they tend to straddle the line between angel and demon, quite literally. Both exist on that particular spectrum, but if you're speaking of specifically something devilish or demonic, we would probably be looking at something from the depths.
Yeah. I think that's more along the line. But I'm not sure if maybe this is something I shouldn't pay too much attention to. I don't want to be in over my head.
Young man, you already are.
I guess you're right.
It's all right, my boy. You're not the first to be in over your head. The question is, will you swim or will you sink?
I've never been one to sink when the chips are down.
They ain't down yet. Let's figure out which you'll be. I
Right.
can help you.
Let's do this.
All right.
And maybe we can practice the riding along the way.
Oh, no, you're starting that right now. You get working, I'll get pulling. And Lenny...
R-O-B-E-N.
Again. And Lenny takes off down the stacks and begins pulling scrolls for you. Harper,
Yes.
we pull back once again to the moment where you realize that Arabin is just gone.
I need to find some more permanent... I need to find a garage for Ignis.
Sure.
I need to find a place where I can keep him and, like, do repairs if I need to. That's not the forge, since I probably need more like specialized hardware. He takes up a fair amount of space.
Does Bering have self-storage?
No.
Darn.
But there are a handful of, like, small stables you could potentially rent, but they are largely, like, wood-based.
Yeah.
There is a couple of places in town that you could, like, rent out for a handful of gold a month that are more stone-based, but you don't have a lot of room or privacy. Your other option would be to essentially try and claim one of the caves along Miller's Pond as a workshop.
Yeah. I'm probably more leaning in that direction after seeing what's available to me. Sure. And, like, maybe if I had, like, 6 months, I could make a little outlier building that I can connect down into the crypt or something. But, like, that's a project for another day.
Yeah, the building, that's doable within, like, 2 or 3 months. But to connect to the crypt, that would be a capital U undertaking.
Yeah, I know. So I think for now, I think Ignis will just kind of turtle up in my forge space, and I'll just leave the shell flipped up, so I'm still maximizing my workspace.
Sure.
But I probably go and fill in. I think Harper goes to Lady Meredith and
Seeker Meredith.
I know, but I call her that affectionately.
I know. But I wouldn't be doing my job as a GM if I didn't correct you.
I know her title is Seeker. Harper knows that her title is Seeker. She called her Lady Meredith when she saved her life, and it's always stuck. Okay? Damn.
Okay.
I go to Meredith, and I think it just starts like, we just start talking like, you know, how did the mission go? But then Harper gets like really excitedly starting to like recreate her moves in combat, because she overall felt pretty confident in those fights, which was a new feeling.
Yeah.
And is doing like a play-by-play of like, and he stepped forward and I put my shield up in just the way, and I was like, and then I knocked the spear away with mine, and it was a whole and then like, and the approximation thing, so they're like weird and gooey, but like they kind of looked like a guy, so I still kind of knew where to stab, but like it was crazy. You should have been there. It was madness, but like I did the damn thing. I stood my ground, held my head up high, just like you taught me.
Good.
It was.
All right.
It was kind of exhilarating after it all.
Sounds like it.
After it all winded down.
I remember those days.
I really held my own out there.
It sounds like it. And you brought everybody back safe?
Yeah. I think
That's the most important part right there. Everyone comes back. If everyone comes back, then you could have done a hell of a lot worse.
I hear that. I think Ignis has actually done a lot for sort of my confidence. Not only in like A, I was able to complete it, but B, just having him there. He's kind of my safety net right now. Like if I overstep, I've still got, he can come and protect me, or if I'm outstretched, then he can go and cover someone else. Like it really helps me to know that he can help out more than just as to what I designed him for. Like he's got some real fire in him. No pun intended.
You put it there.
I think part of it was already there, but just in maybe a different form. I think that's kind of, as I'm feeling out all this stuff that I can do, I think that's part of it. I'm sure I can add. I think in bigger cases like Ignis, I'm certainly adding some of my own self into it.
You literally built him from the ground up.
Sure, I put the gears together and fastened the joints and shaped the metal, but like the metal itself already had something in it, And then as you put those things together, that fire spreads into a single piece still. You're just adding more fuel to it.
You didn't build him. You found him together.
Something like that, yeah. And I'm learning that that's like everything. It's what you've said already. Everything has that little fire in it. It just looks different based on the thing.
And that fire can be its own thing. Things can glow brightly, whatever they may be, for their own light.
Yeah. Ignis is kind of his own thing.
Good.
And he works with me, and I work with him. We keep each other safe.
What's your next step, then?
Oh, hell, I haven't even thought about that. God, do I make another one?
That might be a lot. This was a lot.
This was a lot. This was like a year and a half of work.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Assist.
I think I have an idea for an upgrade, at least.
What's that?
Snowplow.
The winters in Bering are rough.
Oh, they are awful.
Yeah.
Snowplow.
Or does just the shell heat up, and he just kind of walks forward and kind of melts the snow in the path.
Nope. The shell heats up. He pulls all of his legs in, and we spin him down the street.
Sold.
A Zamboni.
Shell from Mario Kart.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
No, actually, we
No, there's no but. No, this is what we're doing.
No, I actually have a thing.
He does have a thing.
That wagon that one guy rolled into town with all the animals in it.
Basements guy.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no, that's how he's going to go down. Maybe not in the official annals of history, but like around the barracks, he's going to be basement guy for the rest of our days, huh?
At least until the tea's done.
Oh hell. Then he's going to be tea guy.
Dead tea guy.
That guy we teed up.
We teed him up and served him, huh? Oh no, don't tell Cecil that. It's going to end up on the menu. No, this wagon had this sort of enchantment. It was sort of like a spatial enchantment where the inside of the wagon had a greater dimensional space than what the external perimeter would allow.
Okay.
So a little bit of space bendiness. It was curious, and so we stashed the cart over by Miller's Pond. And I figure if I can learn maybe how to replicate that enchantment, I can buy myself a little more space with Ignis's sort of internals.
That would be pretty useful. Yeah.
I think so. Keep more gear around, allow for bigger projects, bigger repairs. Like if, I need to work on like a great sword or something, like I don't have to break it in half to work on it first.
Well, you get working on that. Let me know how it goes. Like
Yeah,
I've
will do.
always said, I'm not much of a magical mind, but if you need help, I'm happy to provide what I can.
You're a great sounding board. I really appreciate it. For all the talk and all the hard work, Ignis wouldn't have come together without your help.
You would have got it eventually.
Maybe in another 3 years, Meredith, but like...
Year and a half tops.
All right, so then you cut my workload literally in half. Thank you for that.
Suppose I'll take that.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a sounding board. All right. I'm going to bed. You have a good night.
I'm also going to go the hell to bed. Unless you're not here.
I'm not here. You looked at me and I was like, I would love to get
sorry.
Sandy Griffin, but I don't think I can.
Unless. You want to go get a drink?
Let's go get a drink.
All right, let's go get a drink.
Two of you walk off to get a drink, and the clock winds forward. Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com, on Twitter at anotherpathpod, for as long as it's still there, and our network at ghostlightmedia.net. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can find me on Twitter at TQLoudly, Griffin at GriffCold, and Ryan at RyanRolled20. You can find Justin on TikTok at JustinMichael, and myself at TQLoudly. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember to always have a plan to quickly clean up before the adults get home. Katie, clearly slacking. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.